So tell us about how this came across. How did this all come together?
You know, sometimes there are Dana's a persistent guy, and there are ways of making things happen. And you know, like I said, man, I've worked with him for a long time, and he understands that. For me, you know, I love money. Obviously, you want to make money when you do things like that, but ultimately, it's about competition. And he touches on things that he knows that I will respond to, right? So when he starts saying things like history, you know, you can make history if you can pull this off. I tend to listen, and I listened, and then I thought about it, and now we're here.
When did he first approach you on it?
Right after the fight, he asked me immediately, and you know, you guys know what I said. But then Monday when I got home, he was texting me, and I didn't answer because I thought we were just kind of talking in the back, you know. And the next text I got was, "Stop dodging me, answer your phone." So I called him back, and we got to talking, and I told him some of the things that could happen to make the fight happen, and he was very receptive to it.
Was tough on the negotiation, like right away, though?
It was part of it. You know, they asked me about the Ultimate Fighter, and I've done it with other guys as an assistant, and I had some things scheduled for right after the fight, so I was like, you know, I don't really want to do the show. And then, you know, he started talking to me about doing the show and the opportunity to help these young men out. And I was like, man, you know what? I do want to do it. And I said, when? And he goes, you got to be there by next week. I was like, ha. You know, I'm going to have to take a couple days where I have to go do some things. But, yeah, I'd love to take a part of it.
I mean, tell us about that kind of upheaval in your life, your personal life, family. How do you get things arranged that quickly?
You've got to have a good support system, right? My wife, Selena, has to be understanding. She has to know that it's about things that are much bigger, right? It's about us coming here in 2010 to coach with Team Koscheck and having nothing, and her experiencing it, and look at how we've come full circle. Now we're coaching the Ultimate Fighter, and she remembers that, right? Even though her position now is much different, she remembers being in that apartment in 2010 and not having anything, and not really knowing what we were going to do, just with the hope that we could turn this into something. And she had to understand. It kind of sucks, though, because my son has wrestling. My daughter has gymnastics. I've got a youth wrestling team. Again, support system. My assistant coaches at my gyms. My wife actually helping me with all the wrestling. My friend and assistant Cassandra, she helps me. So it's a lot of people that have to play a part in trying to make that decision come to pass.
What was her initial response when you said, honey?
She's like, no, what are you doing? She's like, we had stuff planned. She was like, you said after this fight we would take time, because normally I'll take a month where I don't do TV. I don't do anything because I want to spend time with her and the kids. And it wasn't a month this time, it was a week. And she was just like, wow, this is crazy.
You were saying, like, in Boston, though, that this would be like your last year fighting. Did you ever thought about that you would have the shot for the heavyweight title in this time?
No, I didn't. I did not think that I would have this opportunity. I thought that I would have some more fights and hopefully potentially find some big fights to be a part of, and that was going to be it. You know, I was going to ride to the sunset. But now I'm in a position that I never could have imagined 6-7 months ago. You know, when I left Anaheim, I was at my lowest. And now, a year later, I have the opportunity to come completely full circle. So, no, I didn't. I never thought I'd ever fight for a heavyweight title.
It's a little bit about that phone call.
You know, I do the TV thing, so I got to go to Cleveland and spend a day with Stipe Miocic. And I learned a lot about him, his character, who he is as a man, as a pillar of his community. And I was very happy to see what he is to the city of Cleveland. And when I got the call, I said, hey, you know, if they're going to say fight Stipe Miocic for X amount of dollars, I'm going to say no. But if they say, we want you to go up to heavyweight and fight Stipe Miocic for X amount of dollars, Stipe, is going to happen. And he goes, I love you for that. He goes, because I'm thinking the same thing. He goes, we got a chance to do something real special here. He goes, let's do it. And I was like, you know what? All right. And then in the background, I could hear his wife going, yes, DC, yes, for this, we have to do it. And I'm like, this was for competition, right? They don't all have to be bitter rivalries. This was for competition. A guy I respect, a guy I want to fight and beat because he has the heavyweight title and because I believe he will bring the best out of me.